I did not want to get into this fray. If you're not familiar with the ins and outs of the YouTube beauty community, things have been kind of dramatic the past day or two. There's been a lot of discourse about how much influencers are being paid to promote products, how that can negatively impact brands because they don't see return on investment, whether or not viewers feel like influencers are lying to them, whether influencers deserve that money, and I wanted to kind of bring to the conversation my perspective as a person who watches a ton of beauty YouTube and is herself a smaller influencer. So I don't really want to ramble anymore. I kind of want to get right to the point, so I'm just going to get right to it. My truth with regards to the YouTube beauty community is that I'm freaking chilling, my guy, you feel me? I'm having a great time. I'm having the time of my life, dead ass. Before I get any further, I do want to point out that my experience as a micro-influencer is in no way representative of every small influencer's experience. I'm me and nobody else's, fortunately for them. The way that I experience this community and I experience the process of making videos has absolutely nothing to do, more or less, with how anyone else my size does. I've been making beauty-centered or beauty-adjacent videos since summer of 2016, but I wasn't doing it consistently until like this past November, and I've had a massively fun time doing that. I don't even like saying the YouTube beauty community because every time there's any sort of drama in this community, it's mostly centered around like a group of people, but specifically with regards to conversations about what influencers are paid, how some brand owners have come to view the community as a sort of racketeering business in which influencers can kind of just demand any amount of money they want from brands because they know that brands need them for advertising purposes. That whole conversation covers a lot more people than, say, racist tweets surfacing or racist videos surfacing. It's a bigger conversation. It involves more people. So when I say the community, I obviously don't mean everybody. Hashtag not all beauty gurus. I wanted to make this video not to brag about how great at being a video producer I am, but to kind of bring a positive angle to the whole conversation of just talking about the beauty community. It's produced a lot of negative vibes out into the universe the past month or so, and I just wanted to express the fact that I have had nothing but fun being a part of this community since I started gaining a community around myself and interacting with other creators. I've been able to cultivate not only the content that I produce, but the content that I consume in a way that it only really benefits me positively. I love making videos because I am a massive narcissist, and also I think video editing is really, really fun. I love talking to people on the internet, especially when the topic of conversation is one of my two chief interests: makeup and me. So it's great. I've loved it, and the people that I've been able to interact with has been so wonderfully fulfilling. Yeah, a little bit of a short circuit there. It makes me sad that there are so many people who've had such negative experiences with the beauty community because they fell in love with someone in like 2012, and as that person has grown and changed, they haven't been as relatable to the people that were with them from the beginning, which is a natural thing. We've seen dozens of people go from using like the one MAC blue eyeshadow they owned in their bedroom with like their recess lighting in 2010 to become literal celebrities and brand owners and millionaires. You can't not change. I see threads on Reddit sometimes that are like, well, what beauty bloggers haven't changed? And it's like the ones that are at like the top levels, out of them, no one. You can't not change when your life changes that radically. I think this is a conversation that does a little bit call for playing a little bit of devil's advocate, because I do think that influencers should be paid money for sponsored videos, for brand deals. They do a lot of what is essentially freelance advertising work for makeup brands. The question of money and how much of it deserves to go to influencers is really at the center of a lot of conversations that happen within and about beauty YouTube. Not even specifically in this like particular week where it's like a huge hot button issue, but all the time. Specifically within this week, there's been a lot of claims that have been flying around about influencers being paid $60,000 to talk about a video, influencers being paid by brands to make a dedicated negative video about a competing brand. It is not known exactly what claims are true. What I think we can probably take as gospel a little bit is that those rates depend wildly on the amount of clout that you can bring to a brand. The number 60,000 was brought up originally by Marlena, who is the brand owner of Makeup Geek. She made a video about essentially how forked up the beauty community is behind the scenes when it comes to relationships between brands and influencers, and how much brands pay influencers to essentially advertise for them, and how brands are kind of at the mercy of these like big, powerful like piss baby rich influencers who are like, I'll only wear your lipstick if you pay me $2 million. So that's where the number 60,000 comes from specifically. I've seen claims that in order to actually demand being paid $60,000 for video, you'd have to have like 3 million subscribers, which several influencers do, but hundreds more don't. I don't know specifically where I stand on the issue, primarily because, to be quite honest, it doesn't affect me too much. I don't watch many influencers who do a lot of PR unboxing videos, who receive a lot of PR from brands and make videos about it, who do dedicated reviews of products that were sent to them most of the time. I don't really watch influencers who do a lot of branded videos. I don't really watch influencers who have collaborations with brands. Those videos are just not interesting to me, truthfully, so I avoid them. If you're watching someone's content and it's stressing you out to the point where you are having like a crisis about like, oh, is he lying to me about whether or not this foundation's good? Does she really like this palette, or does she just like it because it was sent to her and she's friends with the brand owner? Stop watching that person. Honestly, it's not worth it. It's just internet videos. It should be entertainment. It should be utilitarian to some degree if that's what you look for, but it should also entertain you. And if it's doing neither of those things, unsub. It's really unsettling to see these Reddit threads and comment sections of people writing entire essays about, well, who's changed? Who's being honest? Who's a liar? If you are driven enough by your need to know and your need to discuss this with people that you're going to like write these long paragraphs, go back in videos, like, see, this is how she was in 2013 and now this is how she is now. She's a completely different person. Find someone else to watch. You're stressing yourself out and it's not your fault. Capitalism and consumerism are stressors. I don't want to have to think about whether or not I can actually trust someone's reviews. And in actuality, I have unsubscribed from influencers who I used to watch because it's like, oh, well, they have like a similar skin tone to me, or they have similar preferences for mascara or whatnot. Because I started to think like, you know what? I don't super know if I believe what you're telling me right now. And outside of that, don't super enjoy your content anymore because my tastes have changed, which is a natural thing to happen. So I'm gonna give you a cheeky unsub and be on my merry way. Happy trails. Good luck and good night, you know? You shouldn't have to like get this stressed out about it. And I'm speaking not from the perspective of trying to play devil's advocate for influencers. I'm speaking from the perspective of someone who spends the lion's share of their screen time watching YouTube. If they're not doing what you need them to do for you to be entertained or for you to feel like you're getting valuable information, you should try to seek it out from somewhere else. And that's where things like Reddit threads or the YouTube recommendations can be really useful, because if you find one person who makes videos the way that you like and who you vibe with, chances are you'll get recommended videos from people who are kind of doing the same sort of content. I don't mean me. I'm not for everybody. In addition to that, if you're really focused on getting like good, solid, trustworthy advice on product recommendations, you shouldn't just be watching one person. And this is something that Samantha Ravindal said in her video. Everything you see that has anything to do with purchasing anything on the internet, you should question why that person is saying that thing about it. You shouldn't take anything at face value on the internet. That's something I've learned from spending 8 years on Tumblr. People lie about stuff very easily. And sometimes it's not a lie. Sometimes it's a half-truth or an idealized truth. You gotta be smart, you know? You gotta be smart. I'm gonna play devil's advocate for a second. I think that a lot of times people are too mean to influencers. Between what I assume is thousands of negative reviews and dislikes and people asking for specific things, and getting mad when their like very specific wants are not met by someone who's listening to the very specific wants of hundreds of thousands of people. There's gonna be not only creator burnout, but a little bit of creator resentment. Listen, man, I've had a couple teaching positions in my time, and sometimes there are days where the kids are like particularly on one, and I'm just like, oh my God, why do I do this? Why do I do this for you? Why do I come in every day? Oh my God, you're so mean to me. Why are you like this? That's part of the reason why I don't teach anymore. It's, I would say, a fairly natural human response. Influencers, contrary to popular belief, are people. I've been writing a personal essay for the past couple of months, and I was going to make its own video, and I don't think I'm going to, because I'm going to share some of the points from it in this video right now, which no one is still watching. I can't imagine anyone is still watching this video. I'm gonna have to really severely cut this down. It's gonna be so long. It's sort of a little treatise from my perspective on how tough it has got to be a person who makes videos for the internet, and I called it Outsourcing Happiness, because that's what it kind of seems like it is. I'm gonna read like a paragraph from it because I think it like applies to the whole concept of influencers are people and they have feelings, and this is their job and they're just trying to support themselves, and that can often turn into intense greediness and entitlement, but it doesn't mean it always is going to. And an important thing is to drop the people that it does do that for. Just click those little 3 dots in the right corner of the little thumbnail for the YouTube video and click not interested in this channel. I've done it for at least 8 people within beauty YouTube. I understand the allure of wanting to rant about people you don't like and who do things you don't like. I am the cattiest bitch. Meow. I love gossip. I'm a terrible person. If you met me in high school, I was one of those like, I'm not like other girls. Like, I was mean. Like, not to people, but I'd be like, oh my God, did you see the yoga pants that Danielle wore to English class? She's such a whore for wearing comfortable pants. Like, I was awful. But in this case, I'm an adult, and there's so many better things I can do with my time. One of the things I can do with my time is write this paragraph that I'll read right now. What about the creators? I know. Who gives a about the creators, right? You want me to care about the emotional well-being of these entitled morons who get paid millions of dollars to wake up at noon and scream at Fortnite and PUBG into a USB mic for an hour? You want me to feel bad for these vapid chicks who film themselves doing the same warm cut crease with giant false lashes and a nude lip while shilling affiliate codes every week? You want me to be concerned for the well-being of these loud 22-year-olds telling their 11-year-old subscribers to light furniture on fire and yell at teachers and spend their parents' money on ugly merch and go into Japanese forests and film dead bodies? Yes. Maybe not the last one, but in essence, yes. Being a YouTuber kind of seems like a perfect recipe for depression. It's like an elevator pitch for hating yourself. Hey, want to hear about this hot new career? You take your self-worth, your confidence, your happiness, your social interaction, your room for career advancement, and all your income, and you put it all at the mercy of thousands of fickle people on the internet, most of whom completely resent the fact that you even do this. In addition to run-of-the-mill hate from trolls, you'll also get called a try-hard if you post too much or try to emulate more successful people, a liar if you get PR, a sellout if you do a sponsored video, an a-hole if you respond to criticism, and an uncaring flake if all of this becomes too much and your severe anxiety, which you have now by the way, prevents you from posting for too long. Remember to always remind your viewers that either love you more than themselves or hate your guts to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications, because the website you're depending on for your income and dopamine is completely broken and even we don't know how to fix it. I'm not even talking about my perspective as someone who makes videos. I'm talking about what I'm assuming and gleaning from watching people burn out, from watching people have these amazing career advancements that nobody cares about a month later. It seems like it sucks if you do this full time for a lot of people. And so it's just like this a little bit of a sympathetical moment. I got in my feelings of it and I was like, this is a hard job. Sometimes I feel like people are too mean to influencers. Sometimes influencers deserve it. So I want to swing back to one of the reasons why doing this has been so positive for me, and it's because I get to experience really cool other small influencers. I've seen people talk about this with regards to my videos, which, like, I'm such a Pisces that it immediately, I'm like tearing up when I see it, and people are like, I don't have friends in real life that care about makeup, so when I watch your videos it's like I'm hanging out with a friend, and I'm like, you think I'm your friend? Oh my god. Like, I love it. And I know that that's a somewhat problematic method of thinking, because if you think that an influencer is your close friend, that you trust your friend, right? And so if one day your friend's like, hey guys, today I'm partnering with, I don't know, Milk Makeup or somebody, or hey guys, you can use my Glossier code, or hey guys, you can use code PISA for 10% off at checkout at Morphe, and you're like, but I thought you were my friend, and friends don't try to sell each other things. You're lying to me. That's true. Friends don't try to sell each other things unless those things are from Avon or Rodan & Fields. You can check out my website and then no. I would never. I work for Mary Kay. Couple people who have made this whole process really cool. I feel like I talk about her all the time because we're friends, and when you're friends with me, I'm annoying about it. But Lacey of Spooky Lips and Fat Hips has definitely been one of my closest YouTuber bunnies. She's just like smart and adorable and has a really comprehensive palette collection and a really organized method of reviewing them. She does these like big roundup videos where she's like, all of these palettes are Brights palettes. All of these palettes have a pop of blue in them. These palettes are neutrals. She's great. And we're buddies. So you have to go subscribe to her or I'm gonna be freaking mad at you. Georgia Harris is another creator who I'm extremely into, another friend of mine. And she actually started this whole torch of being all kumbaya but other small creators, because she made this amazing video where she talked about some of her favorite small creators and she mentioned your girl, me. Why? She's like just such a champion for smaller influencers and I love that. And she's so creative. She has a video about how she made her own like entire custom Star Wars themed makeup collection, and it's like mind-bogglingly beautiful and comprehensive. She's so good. Queen of depotting, queen of bangs. We love Georgia in this household. I'm not gonna say little blurbs about every other small creator that I'm really into, because this video is already about 150,000 years long, but I'm just gonna rattle them off real quick. Smoky Glow, LS, Makeup Struggles, Angelica Nyqvist, Smacy, Liv Loves Her Makeup, Kelly Gooch, Abby Williamson, all like absolutely top tier creators, and I really enjoy their stuff and you should check them out. The too long didn't watch of this video is, if the beauty community has you stressed out right now, you need to remind yourself that what you watch and the content you consume is your decision. If you don't like what you're seeing in the community, it's important to have conversations in general about it, because that can help things change. But when it comes to what you watch in like your private time, don't watch stuff that stresses you out. It can be difficult, but seek out these communities. I think if you search small creators I love or YouTubers I love videos, people make those. Those are a thing. What type of video do you like? Search for it. Subscribe to whom makes that content for you. I think that's all I got. I gotta go just to stand in front of my air conditioner because I'm in a jumpsuit right now. Jumpsuit. So too much of my body is clothed, so it's time for me to go. I hope this video wasn't too dramatic. I am 100% certain everybody who was subscribed to me has since unsubscribed, so to the nobody who is watching this, I hope Odysseus gives you your eye back. Listen, before you leave, I'm gonna need you to do a quick favor for me. If you could go ahead and have an amazing day for me. That'd make me feel really warm and fuzzy on the inside. And please consider scribbling to my channel. Thanks again for watching. Should I even do it? Okay, I'm gonna do it. Bye.